Namaste. Welcome to Pacific Northwest Cannabis Club. My name is Zach. Today we're going to be going through some cannabis yoga breathing exercises. Again, I am not a professional yoga instructor or teacher. I've been doing yoga for about 10 years now. A couple different styles, a couple different types. Been doing martial arts for a couple years. A lot of the same principles on breathing, core muscles, how you expend energy can really be used to help us jumpstart our endocannabinoid system by really getting the maximum amount of cannabinoids into our bloodstream as quick as possible. So today we're going to go through just a couple really simple breathing techniques that you can use either during your meditation or just during your medication, whichever you're planning on doing. So again, thanks for joining Pacific Northwest Cannabis Club. My name is Zach, and let's get this going. So what we're going to do this morning is we're going to start off with a little bit of this homemade cannabis oil. So I'll be putting a video together later on how I make my cannabis oil. I use a vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO coconut oil. Turns out really, really well, and that's about a dose. So I'm going to dose the coffee up. Booyah. Then I'm going to take a little dose for myself. So the way that I make this, it does turn into a sublingual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cannabis oil in my mouth. I'm just going to let it sit there for a while. I don't really want to swallow it at first. What we want to do is we want to let all of the cannabinoids soak into our gums, into the soft tissue in our mouth. Because there is no blood-brain barrier for a cannabinoid, as soon as it gets into the bloodstream, the faster we can get it to our brain, the quicker we can start to get some medicinal benefits. So thanks for joining me this morning. We're going to start with this. Now this is a coconut oil that I use a lot. I also use this a lot in my baking when I'm making my home goods. So you can also do the same thing with the store-bought tincture. Keep in mind that with the cannabis oil, most of it is going to go into your digestive system. So you're going to get a lot of long-term medication because your liver and your intestines are going to slowly metabolize throughout the day. So I like to put a little bit in my coffee. I find that really helps. I'm in my 40s. I've been smoking since I was in my teens, so my throat, my lungs have really taken a beating. So I like the cannabis oil in the coffee. Helps to coat the throat as it goes down. Again, mixes in really well with coffee. I find that cannabinoids and caffeine have a really nice kind of countering balancing act that they can do. So I'll probably end up sipping on this coffee the rest of the day. And so let's go ahead and find a comfortable seated yoga position. I like to just put on some nice, comfy, loose-fitting pants, nice, comfy, loose-fitting shirt. We don't want to be too restricted. We want kind of a freedom of movement. So I'll normally start off with both of my feet out, toes up, and then I'll just tuck one to the inner thigh. Just tuck the other one to the outer leg. Now it's a little bit different for a lot of people. This is what's referred to commonly as a sitting lotus position. So this is a really nice seated position for yoga, really nice seated position for yoga breathing. The things that we want to make sure is we want to make sure that the back of our legs are as flat to the ground as possible. We want a nice flat platform here. Keep in mind, if you can't sit like this, if you cannot sit like this, it is okay. It's not about how you sit. If you need to put your legs out, if you need to sit up on your legs, if you have your own seated position that you like. I find that this one works really well for me. It stops my feet from falling asleep as opposed to when I have them tucked up underneath me. So get ourselves lined up. Get our spine in alignment. We want to visualize a pole that's coming from the back of our brain, straight through our spine, straight through the center. Just visualize a nice, tall, straight spine. Get everything lined up and in order. A little twist. All right, so I'm comfortably seated. I hope you are too. So the real reason that we introduce cannabinoids into our yoga breathing is we really want to make sure that we jumpstart the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system is something a lot of people maybe haven't heard about, and people who have heard about it maybe don't know a lot. So we're going to talk a lot about the endocannabinoid system in this series just because I think that is super important to talk about. So the endocannabinoid system, what we have this morning, It's a little super lemon haze from one of the local shops up here. Just putting it in my little medicinal pipe. I really like this pipe, you guys. Find one that you like. This one is really nice. Got about a ½ gram dry flower bowl. 2 of these a day is about 1 gram a day. It's about what I like to medicate at. So really nice, and keeps me even. So let's introduce some cannabinoids, and then we'll introduce some breathing. The important thing to remember, you guys, with the cannabis and yoga breathing is we're not trying to take super huge hits. We're not trying to smoke the whole bowl. It's not a Cypress Hill concert. It's not a Mendo Dope block party. We're not at a Wiz Khalifa event. So we're not really trying to smoke out the room. What we're really trying to do is we're trying to work on our lungs, trying to get them as full as possible without going into that coughing mode. So whatever size that hit is for you, go ahead and let's take another one. Now we're going to do some really basic breathing. I want you to remember that your diaphragm is the most important thing when it comes to yoga breathing. So what we want to do is we want to get all of our core muscles really tight, really stable platform for the breathing that we're about to do. Oxygen in, CO2 out. Really feel your diaphragm, you guys. Oxygen in. Fill those lungs to full capacity. CO2 out. At the bottom of your exhale, tighten those abs. Really get that diaphragm to that last little push to expel the rest of that oxygen or CO2 out. Now remember that CO2 in the lungs expands, so the amount of oxygen that we take in, there'll always be more on the exhale. It's okay to use physical representations, you guys, at your own home. If you're having an issue controlling your diaphragm, do what I'm doing. Just put your hands in front of you, and when you breathe up, feel yourself breathe up. Fill your lungs with air. Feel your chest cavity expanding. And then when you get to the top, hold, and then expel the air. We're going to want to open our chest cavity up for this next one. So let's go ahead and take a hit. Now this one we're going to hold. We're not going to blow this one out right away. So just take a hit big enough for you to hold it and not cough. So this next one we're going to work on our lung expansion. So bring your arms up. You're going to put your hands flat like this on the sides. Turn your palms over, and then exhale, bringing your arms up. Inhale, bringing your arms down. Inhale out to the side again. Sorry, exhale out to the side again. And turn your hands over when you inhale. And exhale on the way up again. Another inhale. When you get to this exhale, you really, really want to engage those abs at the bottom of that breath. Should sound like really push, and then in, and then out, and then in. When you get to the bottom, we're going to go out. Now you can feel your lungs expand and collapse when you're breathing. So on that out, when we're in our seated salutation position, you want to squeeze. You want to push your hands together like this. You want to engage all of these muscles on the side of your ribs, the ones that a lot of people don't really know about. All of these here, all of these ones on the back, and you want to just contract them into a breath. Push your hands against each other for opposition forces. And you'll really feel that air. You'll really feel your whole center mass just kind of collapse in on itself as those muscles contract, and then push against your lungs. So we're going to take a little more cannabis. We're going to repeat this breath for a couple beats. Not really listening to anything. I went to YouTube, hit up some mind activation meditation music. Trying not to get any copyright infringements, trying not to mess around with any of that stuff, so I'm really just trying to keep it nice and tight in the background. Let me know how you like the volume, let me know how you like the music, and just keep medicating. In with the air. We're going to hold this for a beat before we turn our hands over, and exhale on the way up. Can you feel the oxygen? All the muscles contracting, starting to warm up, starting to feel the muscles in my stomach are staying tight now, so they're nice and engaged. I don't have to engage them anymore. They're just always tight. Keeping your core tight, you guys, is going to be really important during our breathing exercises, just because that gives your diaphragm the stability it needs to make sure that it's pulling and pushing air. Quick anatomy. 2 lungs, basically like balloons. So they're going to fill with air, and then they're going to let the air out. During that, they're going to get bigger and smaller. They're going to fill this chest cavity, and then they're going to collapse on this chest cavity. So what we want to really do is we want to engage all of these core muscles, all of these chest muscles, all of these rib muscles, so that when we're doing the exhale, we're using all of that power to expel that energy out, to expel that smoke out, to expel that breath out. We want to bring in natural, healthy cannabinoids. We want to mix it with oxygen. Then we want to expel the rest of that smoke out. Expelling with it negative energy, negative thought. And just breathe. Life is about breath. If you're not breathing, you're not living. So let's take a couple more. Ready? On this one, you guys, really reach up, like reach. See my shoulders? See how I'm reaching up? I'm not just putting my hands together. I'm reaching for the sky. When you come up, really reach with that breath. When you reach for the sky, it's going to expand this volume in your chest cavity. It's going to just let you breathe in more air. So I start slow. I got a lot of aches and pains. Haven't been very nice to this body, so I don't start full stretch. I kind of work into it. As I feel my body starting to warm up, as I feel the cannabinoids start to penetrate the muscles and really start to get some relief, I'll stretch a little bit more and I'll push a little bit harder. But you don't want to start off on 10. We want to start off on 3. We want to work ourselves up to 5. This isn't a yoga for strength exercise. It's going to be a breath exercise. So I am feeling really nice right now, you guys. I got some cannabinoids going through my bloodstream. Breathing, I think, really helps you get the medication to the parts of the body that you need it. Because the oxygen enters the bloodstream and helps move the cannabinoids around. So there's no such thing as too much breathing, you guys. I like to stretch. When those cannabinoids kick in, I usually change my position up a little bit. Depending on how the old back is feeling, I'll start doing some floor, some standing positions, some plank positions. But for now, let's go ahead and, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but nice and relaxed. I can feel those cannabinoids really taking effect, you guys. Cannabis is not a pain eradicator like opioids. You need to know that going into this. If you're looking for pain relief from cannabinoids, you will not get them like you get them from opium-based products like most of the painkillers that the pharmacists put out now. And what cannabis can and will do for you is it will cause the inflammation to go away. Inflammation causes pain because it causes everything to expand and push against nerves. Nerves cause pain. So if you're looking for, I don't want to feel this at all, it's not going to be cannabis for you. Personally, I like to feel that a little bit. I like to know that my back is hurting. When I was taking prescription medication, there were more than one time that I re-injured my back because I did not know that I had hurt it. And because I couldn't feel it because of all the medication I was on, I hurt it even worse. Pain is your body's way of telling you that something needs to be paid attention to in that area. So if your back's hurting, maybe don't go lifting up car tires. If your arms are hurting, maybe don't go to the gym and do some free weight sets. Having the pain completely gone would be awesome, but I just want it at a level that I can live with. That's what cannabis does for me. I hope that's what cannabis does for you. Thanks for breathing with me this morning. I'm feeling really good, you guys. I got this nice tingle in my body between the little bit of isometric pushing, a little bit of the contracting of muscles. I've got a nice little workout up. I can feel all those cannabinoids kind of going through me. And thanks for joining me this morning. I hope you guys are enjoying this cannabis yoga and breathing. I know that I enjoy bringing it to you, so thank you very much for joining us this morning. Namaste. My name is Zach, Pacific Northwest Cannabis. Please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this with everybody. We're trying to make 2020 a big year, you guys. Trying to make cannabis legal in all 50 of the United States. Trying to get it federally unregulated so that everybody can enjoy this, so that we can do yoga together. Hit me up on Twitter at pnwcannabisclub.com. Let me know how you guys like the videos. Let me know if there's anything I can do better. I had some subscribers tell me the lighting needed to be changed, so I've added some more lights. If you got some music you think you would go good with some yoga, hit me up, let me know. PacificNorthwestCannabis@gmail.com. Give me the rights to it, I got no problem using it. Just trying not to get any copyright infringements, trying not to get in any trouble on this corporate sponsored site. So thanks for joining us this morning. Pacific Northwest Cannabis. My name is Zach. Namaste and spread love.